Humans are vermin, she said. Until one bled for her honor. On the field of war, Captain Sarai Keth slammed her fist on the trench console. Vermin forward. Lieutenant Vance, take your humans to the mudline. Draw the scar fire now. Static crackled. Vance's voice cut through, calm as plasteel.
Copy, Captain. Moving.
Keth watched the holomap. Human squad icons blinked into motion, splashing through the churned mire toward the razor wire. Perfect bait. Let the soft-skinned mammals soak up the enemy drones. Her Vorath lines would counterpunch clean. She keyed her platoon sergeant. Sergeant, Ruin, hold fire until the humans breach the kill zone. Affirm, ma'am. Halvek Rune replied. His tone carried no enthusiasm. Pragmatic, that one. He knew humans died easy. Keth's lip curled. Alliance doctrine drilled it deep. Humans bred like roaches, fought like them too. Scrabbling, endless, no discipline. No elegance. Her own Vorath battalion had bled for decades to integrate the pests. Commander Urgin, Eirik Soval promised prestige if they minimized human attachments. Expend them first. Vance's squad hit the mudline. Blaster fire erupted from scar nests across the valley. Mud fountained. A human screamed. Short. Cut off. Keth nodded. Working as ordered. Then Vance's icon halted. Not advancing. Repositioning. His squad fanned left. Into a secondary depression, away from her marked kill lanes. Her scales itched. Vance. Advance as ordered. You're drifting starboard. Adjusting for enemy drift, Captain, Vance replied. No panic. Kill lanes shifted 5 degrees east. Drones compensating. She checked the map. He was right. Scar Fire walked that way, but he hadn't asked. Vermin didn't question Vorath command. Regroup to primary or face reprimand. She snapped, acknowledged. His icons locked in the new spot. Keth filed the infraction mentally. I'd handle it post-wave. Alarms wailed. Enemy drones breached the wire, 6 of them, buzzing low, plasma vents glowing. They shredded a Vorath gunner pit. Screams echoed. Ruin's platoon fired wild, bolts splashing harmlessly. Keth drew her sidearm. Flankers, suppress, medic to the pit. Corporal Juno Reyes, the human medic attached to her line, sprinted past. Human-sized armored light, but she vaulted the traverse without breaking stride. On it, Captain. Drones dove on Reyes. Keth fired. Missed. The things weaved like smoke. A thunderclap shook the trench. Buried charge detonated. The wire gap vanished in fire and shrapnel. 4 drones pulped midair. The survivors veered, trailing sparks, and crashed into the mudline. Silence fell. 60 seconds from breach to boom. Keth blinked at the map. Vance's squad had planted that charge, unordered, unreported. Rune jogged up, mandibles clicking. Ma'am, that was Vance. He mapped the breach point during reposition. Said it was obvious from the drone patterns. Obvious? Keth holstered her weapon. Casualties? 2 Vorath down, humans unscathed. Her lines intact. She pulled up the comm log. Leet Vance. Report. Secure, Captain. Charge prepped as contingency. Drones pushed right into it. You acted without clearance. Permission after action, ma'am. Trench held. Her claws tapped the console. Reprimand drafted in her mind. Unauthorized ordnance. Endangerment of Allied positions. But the map lied no lies. Her casualties should have tripled. Reyes emerged from the gunner pit, dragging a wounded Vorath corporal. Blood slicked her gloves. Green Vorath ichor mixed with red human spatters from earlier. Stable, ma'am. Lost the gunner, but this one's walking tomorrow. The corporal rasped gratitude. Reyes just nodded, wiped her hands, and checked a human private's shrapnel graze. Keth watched. Humans didn't segregate medevac. Doctrine said they couldn't stomach alien fluids. Another lie. Captain, Rune said low. KMIDR. Soval's signaling. Wants a sitrep. Keth keyed the battalion net. Soval here. Status, Keth? Line held, sir. Human squad baited effectively. Minimal losses. Minimal? Explain. Enemy breach sealed. Forward elements intact. Pause. Humans claimed the kill? Affirm. Improvised charge. Zoval's voice cooled. Vance again? Keep them leashed, Keth. We preserve Vorath prestige. No heroics from attachments. Understood, Commander. She cut the line. Prestige. Soval fed humans into meat grinders to shine his record. Rumors swirled. He'd pulled Vorath reserves back yesterday, leaving gaps. Betrayal? No, just ambition. Artillery whistled inbound. Keth hit the deck. Shells cratered the mudline. Vance's squad hunkered, returning fire. Push the counter, Ruin, she ordered. Her Vorath plunged out, blasters hot. Precise volleys, but the mud sucked at their boots. Vorath legs built for deck plating, not this slurry hell. Vance's humans moved different, low crawls, using shell holes. They flanked a scar bunker, grenades arcing perfect. Keth sighted through her scope. A human, Vance himself, vaulted the berm, rifle barking. 2 scar dropped. He waved his squad through, covering their advance. No glory shouts, just work. Her platoon overran the position. Rune planted the banner. Cheers rose. Keth filed the reprimand anyway. Protocol demanded it. Sent it up chain. Lieutenant Tony. Vance. Insubordination in reposition and ordnance deployment. Reply pinged instant. From Soval. Acknowledged. Monitor closely. Casualties updated. 0 Kaya since the breach. Her Vorath walked upright, joking. Reyes patched a sergeant mid-stride. Keth gripped her rifle tighter. Vermin. They'd plugged her line when it cracked. Dusk fell. Scar counter-probed light. Vance's voice crackled. Captain, eyes on inbound heavies. Recommend pulling your right flank back 10 meters. We hold the angle. She checked the feed. He was right again. Without asking. Negative. Vance. Advance. And screen. Affirm. No argument. Rune sidled close. Ma'am, the humans, they endure. My litter team flagged out last wave. Vance carried 2 Vorath loads solo. Keth grunted. Human endurance tales were propaganda. Yet here, explosions rocked right. Scar heavies punched through. Her flank buckled. Vorath fell back, firing. Vance's squad surged. Vance led, rifle steady, picking targets. His humans laid suppressing fire, grenades blanketing the heavies. Reyes darted into the kill zone, hauling a pinned Vorath. Plasma scorched her armor. She dragged him clear, pumped stims, and fired one-handed. Keth joined the push. Her shots landed clean. Vorath precision. But humans closed the gaps. Resilient meat shields who fought back. The heavies crumpled. Trench secured. Keth tallied. 1 Vorath wounded. 3 humans bandaged by Reyes. Soval's voice intruded. Keth, report the breach. Contained, sir. Losses light. Humans? Leading the seal. Long pause. Pull them back. Vorath finish it, but the line held firm. Keth watched Vance wipe mud from his visor. He nodded to Ruin, shared a ration bar. No boasts. Her datapad beeped. Reprimand status. Held pending review. Another probe hit. This one heavier. Drones swarmed anew, but Vance's humans anticipated, shifting to prepped lanes. Keth fought beside them. A drone clipped her shoulder plate. Vance yanked her down, fired point blank. It exploded. Line duty, Captain. He rolled up, covering her sector. Vermin. The words soured. Soval's next order came encrypted. Private channel. Keth, abandon right flank. Draw Scar into killbox. Preserve Vorath core. Her frills flared. Sacrifice her platoon? For his prestige? Negative. Holding. Obey or face tribunal. Betrayal confirmed. Soval pulled strings, feeding lines to Scar for glory elsewhere. She keyed Vance. Vance, Captain Sarai Keth hissed into her comm. Soval's pulling the right flank. Says draw the Scar into a killbox. Preserve Vorath core. Static crackled. Vance's voice cut through. Steady. That's a meat grinder, Captain. My squad's dug in. We hold or we die, scattered. Her frills twitched under her helmet. Battalion command overrode sentiment. New chords pinged her datapad. Official push vector. Night assault to reclaim the ridge. Zoval's seal. Negative. Battalion orders. Advance on these coordinates. Night. Push. Rune. Form up the platoon. Humans. Wedge in tight. Sergeant Halvik Ruin's gravel voice barked compliance. Vorath forward. Humans support. Move. Darkness swallowed the trench line. No stars pierced the Scar jamming haze. Keth's night vision painted the world in green smears. Cratered mud, twisted alloy from drone strikes. Her boots sucked at the ooze. Vance's squad slotted behind, silent shadows. Reyes, the human medic, humped her kit without complaint. They crested the first rise. First shots lanced out. Plasma bolts seared the air, cooking frills through seals. Keth's platoon erupted in screams. Ambush! Corridor fire! Scar positions bloomed on her HUD, flanking killbox, not the ridge. Battalion cords funneled them straight in. She dove for dirt. A bolt clipped her pauldron, spinning her into slime. Strong hands yanked her collar. Lieutenant Mara Vance hauled her backward, armor scraping crater lip. Cover! Mark those flashes! Keth slammed prone beside her. Vance's gauntlet stabbed her HUD link. Red pips lit enemy muzzles. 3 nests. Staggered. Run. Suppressing left. Reyes on the wounded. Vance's rifle chattered. Controlled bursts. Vorath returned fire joined. Precision lancing. But humans poured lead wider, pinning the scar. A heavy gunner crumpled under the barrage. Keth's shot vaporized a spotter. Comms jammed, Vance snapped. She killed the platoon net with a thumb flick. Chatter draws drones. Hand signals only. Keth blinked. Humans already shifted. Vance's fist pumped twice. Advance low. Her squad low crawled, ignoring the mud that clogged Vorath vents. Rune mirrored. Pragmatic eyes locked on Vance. No panic. No waste. Keth rose to a knee. Push the left nest. She slashed a signal. Flank right. Vance nodded once. Her humans peeled off. Bellies flat. One took shrapnel. Reyes was there instant. Hypospray hissing. Tourniquet cinched one-handed. Up, Marine. Move. The human grunted, rejoined the line. Keth's frills burned. Vermin endured. They flanked the nest. Grenades arced perfect. Scar screams cut short. But the corridor tightened. Drones whirred overhead. Seekers locking. Platoon fire shredded 2. A third dove. Vance rolled into Keth, shield bashing at midair. Explosion peppered their backs. Clear! Keth's HUD screamed casualties. 5 Vorath down, 2 humans. Soval's cords deliberate trap. Her core chilled. Retreat. Back to the trench. Bounding overwatch. Vance signaled affirm. Rune covered the pullout. His platoon sergeant's roar herding stragglers. Humans leapfrogged, dragging a Vorath limp form between them. Reyes patched en route. Blood-slick hands steady on alien and human alike. They hit the trench lip. Safe. Keth keyed private to battalion. Soval. Cords were bogus. Walked into Scar ambush. Request confirm. Long silence. Then his voice, silk over steel. Keth, you deviated. Tribunal pending. Pull Vorath core now. Humans hold the breach. Her grip whitened on her rifle. Betrayal. He fed the Scar her line for his glory push elsewhere. Prestige over platoon. Negative commander. Mixed unit holds. All ranks. Obey or mutiny charges. She cut the link. Vance dropped beside her. Visor up. Mud-caked face. No grimace. Captain? Betrayal in command? Keth's voice stayed level. Vorath steel. Soval sacrificed us. Vance wiped her blade on her thigh plate. Seen it before. We hold anyway. Probe fire rattled the lip. Scar counterpush. Drones again. Heavier swarm. Rune yelled, Incoming! Keth fired from the hip. Vance vaulted the lip, drawing fire. Suppress. Her humans followed, resilient, closing gaps. One caught a bolt center mass, armor held. He fired back, dropped the shooter. Reyes slid in, stims pumping. Breathe, idiot. Fight! Keth joined the line. Her precision shots picked elites, but volume came from humans. Endless, ignoring fatigue that slowed Vorath aim. A Scar heavy lumbered up. Vance charged it solo, knife-plunging Vance. It toppled. Rune clapped her shoulder. Humans fight dirty. Effective. Keth nodded. No words. The word vermin died in her throat. Soval's channel blared open. Keth, extract Vorath now. Humans expendable. She stared at the dead heavy. Vance reloaded beside her, sharing ammo with Rune. Reyes bandaged a Vorath private, same hands as for her squad mate. Commander, Keth transmitted. Calm. Line holds. Losses light. Humans leading. Pause. Insolence. I'm vectoring battalion strike on your position. Clear Vorath or die with Vermin. Her frills locked. Strike on her own trench. Final betrayal. Vance's eyes met hers through visors. Captain, artillery inbound. Ours. Keth stood. Evac all. Humans first. Clear the kill box, he said. Ruin gaped. Captain, now. She slashed signals. Platoon moved. Vance didn't question. Her squad scooped wounded, double-timed out. Reyes carried two. Keth covered rear with Rune. Shells whistled. Impacts cratered the trench. Soval's prestige erased his own line. They hit rally point. Smoke cleared. Platoon tallied. Battered. Alive. Humans bandaged Vorath without pause. Keth faced Vance. You saved me twice. Dragged me clear. Line duty, ma'am. Eat. Next push coming. Rune grunted approval. Reyes smirked. All the same under fire. Keth took the bar. Frills eased. Prejudice cracked under proven steel. Not Vorath precision. Human grit. Loyalty under fire. Datapad pinged. Tribunal notice. Soval relieved. Her promotion flagged. Scar drones hummed distant. Vance signaled. Prep defenses. Keth racked a fresh mag. Together, but battalion remnants closed. Soval's loyalists, guns hot. Betrayals echo.
Vance raised her rifle. Contact! Captain Keth lunged for the medical crate.
Her claws scraped plasteel as she yanked the latch. A human hand clamped her wrist. Corporal Juno Reyes, squat and blood-smeared, held firm.
Negative, Captain.
That's under triage lock. Keth's frills flared crimson. This is my command tent. My supplies. Stand down, Vermin. Reyes didn't blink. Her grip tightened. Vorath wounded first. Your protocol. I'm executing it. She jerked her head. Two human privates dragged a moaning Vorath sergeant inside, his leg mangled by shrapnel. Keth wrenched free. The tent bustled now. Folds crammed with cots, glow lamps flickering over severed limbs and plasma burns. Reyes barked orders. You, abdominal, priority 1. Stack the greens over there. Alien wounded shuffled past Keth like she was furniture. Her own platoon sergeant, Halvek Rune, lay triaged on a stretcher, frills pale. Out, Keth snarled. All humans. Evac my HQ. Reyes sealed a wound with biofoam. Didn't look up. Tent's an aid station now. Signed your XO before he bought it. Double capacity here. Hardcover, power feeds. She nodded at Lieutenant Key, Mara Vance, who posted guards at the flap. Human rifles swept the approaches. Keth's mandibles clicked fury. Soval's betrayal still echoed. His artillery had cratered her trench, wiped half the line. Now this? Humans, squatting her gear like conquerors. She keyed her comm. Run. Back me. Clear them. The sergeant groaned from his cot. Captain, let her. Saved my gill slit. Betrayal stacked on betrayal. Keth stormed the inventory rack. Crates of synth blood. Nanostims, regen packs, Vorath prestige stock, reserved for officers. She hefted one toward the exit. Vance blocked her, steady eyes through the visor. Ma'am, casualties overflow. We need it. My authority. Keth shoved. The crate tipped. Reyes spun. Lock it down. Vance's squad snapped to. Privates shouldered weapons, not aimed but ready. They swarmed the rack, maglocks clicking shut. Human palm scans only. Keth froze. Her frills locked rigid. Mutiny. Medical override. Reyes snapped. She pumped a Vorath private's chest, ribs cracking under her fists. You want 'em dead for pride? Sign off or watch. Distant thunder rolled. Scar drones. No. Enemy artillery. Walked in precise. First barrage bracketed the rally point. Dirt fountained 50 meters out. Whump, whump. Shells chewed the berm. Screams spiked. Wounded thrashed in the tent. Reyes didn't flinch. She slapped pads on a gurgling corporal, sealed the chest tube one-handed. Vance. Hard cover now. Vance moved like liquid. She scooped Rune's stretcher, muscled it behind the tent's armored core. Another human grabbed a Vorath amputee, slung him fireman's carry despite the weight. They hauled bodies, living and dead, into revetments, stacking sandbags mid-lift. Shells wafted closer. Impacts shook the deck. A direct hit vaporized a latrine pit nearby. Shrapnel pinged the tent poles. Keth dove for cover. Her sidearm barked at a ricochet. Useless. Reyes knelt exposed, injecting stims into a line of patients. Plasma fire licked the flap. Scar counter-battery? No. The barrage crept inward. "Captain!" Vance yelled over the din. She dragged Keth's signals officer clear, dumped him beside Rune. "Sign the damn waiver!" Keth's world narrowed. Shells screamed overhead. Reyes worked through it. Tourniquets twisting, sutures flying. A Vorath major flatlined. Reyes shocked him back, cursing in human guttural. Humans didn't break. They endured. Grit where Vorath precision cracked. Datapad thrust under her snout. Vance's override form glowed. Human med control. Full casualty flow. Keth's claw hovered. Another shell airbursted. Concussion slammed her chest. Wounded howled. She stabbed accept. "Done. Yours." Reyes glanced. Nodded once. "Good call." She turned back to her patient. Barrage peaked. Shells straddled the tent. Revetments held. Vance's squad had piled debris into blast walls in seconds. A Vorath private wept gratitude as Reyes stanched his bleed. Keth crawled to Rune. "Status? Alive, ma'am. Human hands." His frills twitched respect. Fire slackened. Smoke choked the air, acrid with vaporized composites. Rally point held. 30 souls breathing because of Reyes' lockdown. Keth stood, legs steady. She racked her rifle. Humans slumped against crates, sharing water recyclers, bandaging each other without pause. No boasts, just work. Vance approached, offered a stim shot. "For the line, ma'am." Keth took it, injected her arm. Warmth spread. Why aliens first? Reyes wiped gore from her gloves. Triage. Criticals were Vorath, heavier bleeds, thinner blood. Humans tank it longer. Rune grunted from his cot. "Vermin my ass." Endurance like that, Keth's frills eased to amber. Doctrine drilled deep. Humans as cannon fodder. Expendable shields for Vorath glory. Soval embodied it. Sacrificed her trench for prestige. But these? Vance's squad pulled her from the killbox. Reyes locked her tent to save it. Loyalty proven, not precision strikes. Raw, unyielding hold. Datapad pinged again. Tribunal confirmed. Soval relieved. Her command expanded. Platoon to company. But scans flickered. Battalion remnants inbound. IFF tags hostile. Soval's loyalists, purging traitors who survived his strike. "Contact," Vance said. Rifle up, her squad flowed to positions, flanking the tent, covering approaches. Keth keyed squadnet, defensive. Humans on left flank, Vorath center. Reyes hefted her medkit. "I'm no trigger puller, but I'll patch what falls." Rune levered up, grabbed his weapon. Together, enemy fire cracked the smoke. Loyalist Vorath burst from the haze. 6, then 12. Plasma lanced. A human private jerked, took a round to the shoulder. Vance returned fire. Precise bursts dropping the lead. Keth snap-fired. Hit. Her shot cored a loyalist's visor. "Suppress!" Vance roared. Her squad laid down interlocking fields. Humans didn't advance flashy. They pinned, endured return fire. Shells had gassed their positions. They held anyway. Rune flanked right, plasma rifle humming. Vorath precision shredded a loyalist's cover. But humans absorbed the hits. One took leg fire, crawled forward, grenaded the clump. Reyes dragged the wounded private back. "Stay with me, kid." Biofoam hissed. Keth advanced with Vance. Shoulder to shoulder. Human steps matched her stride. "Push!" Loyalists broke. Survivors fled into the smoke. Rally point secured. Keth lowered her rifle. Breathed. Vance scanned for more. No questions. No glory claims. "Clear!" Vance called. Reyes emerged. New patient slung. 2 down, rest stable. "Your call, Captain." Keth faced them. Frills neutral. "My call. Hold here. Resupply incoming." She met Reyes's eyes. "Good work, Corporal." Reyes smirked. "Just line duty." Scar drones hummed closer. Next wave brewed. Keth racked a mag. Humans reloaded beside her. Prejudice shattered. Respect forged in the barrage. But scopes pinged. Heavy inbound. Not remnants. Full Scar assault column. Engines growled. Vance grinned through her visor. Game on. Keth signaled charge. For the line. Comms crackled mid-charge. Captain Keth, cease advance. Hold the crossroads. That's an order. Keth skidded behind a shattered pillar. Scar drones buzzed overhead, lasers stitching the dirt. Her frills flared. Soval's voice, laced with venom. She snap-fired, dropped a drone. Commander, we're engaging heavies. Crossroads is a kill box. Fall back now or we lose the battalion. Lieutenant Vance slid in beside her, rifle barking precise bursts. Human rounds chewed through Scar armor. No waste. Reyes patched a screaming Vorath private 20 meters back, biofoam hissing over plasma burns. Soval's reply boomed across open channel. Every trooper heard. Incompetence. Your cautious retreats cost us the flank. Hold or face tribunal. Vermin attachments don't dictate doctrine. Keth's grip tightened on her rifle. Vermin. The word she'd used for humans once. She keyed her mic. Recorded for logs. Commander, Scar column masses 3 clicks out. Intel confirms. Holding exposes us to enfilade. Request permission to execute prepared fallback. Silence, stretched, then laughter, cold, amplified. Challenging superiors, disloyalty noted, Captain. Broadcast to ranks, Keth falters. She gambles lives on doubt. Hold. Prove your banner or disgrace it. Troops glanced her way. Rune, her platoon sergeant plasma rifle hot, met her eyes. No judgment, just a nod. Vance reloaded, visor locked forward. Humans didn't flinch at alien scorn. Keth stood. Frills rigid. Scar engines growled closer. All units, on me. Suppress and reposition per drill 3. She waved Ruin left, Vance right. Reyes hauled her patient into cover. Soval cut in again. Stand down, Keth. That's treason. Defending the line, sir. She cut the channel. Vance crouched low, scanning scopes. Captain. Gotta play. Fallback trap. Channel them into the ravine. Mine it on the fly. Collapse the lips. Your drones rig the charges. My squad baits. Keth processed. Human math. Angles, velocities, blast radii. Simple. Brutal. Her Vorath engineers could sink it, but Soval watched. One failure, her career ash. Stake your banner on it, Lieutenant. She eyed him. Steady gaze through visor. No brag. Just fact. Vance nodded once. Math holds. We hold. She yanked her regimental standard from its sling. Crest gleamed. Vorath eagle. Claws out. Planted it spike deep in the crossroads dirt. Banner down. Plan Alpha. Execute. Rune grinned. Frills twitching. Human crazy works for me, he barked orders. Drones hummed out, laying micromines. Scar column crested the ridge, tanks first, treads chewing rock. Infantry swarmed behind, void shields flickering. Suppress! Keth roared. Her rifle hummed. Vance's squad laid interlocking fire. Humans endured counter-battery. Bodies low, shots true. One human took shoulder hit. Grunted. Kept firing. Reyes was there in seconds. Foam ceiling, shove back to line. Keth advanced with Vance, shoulder to shoulder again. Human stride matched hers. Scar tanks lumbered into the channel. Drones signaled ready. Fall back, Vance called. Humans peeled first. Bait, perfect. Scar surged, shields popping under plasma. Rune flanked. Vorath precision carving stragglers. Trap hot. Keth hit the detonator. Ravine lips buckled. Tons of rock slammed down. Scar screams cut short. Dust bloomed. 2 tanks crushed. Infantry pulped. Survivors scrambled. Vance's squad pinned them. Reyes dragged a Vorath legless across fire. Stable. Keep shooting. Keth snap-fired. Core to Scar officer. Banner stood untouched amid the kill zone. Comms exploded. Soval. Keth. Report. What madness. Crossroads held, Commander. She keyed open channel. Trap executed. Casualties light. Banner flies. Silence. Then. Acknowledged. Reinforcements dispatched. Troops cheered. Rune slapped her pauldron. Vermin math, Captain? She glanced at Vance. He scanned scopes, humble as ever. Lieutenant's math, but scopes pinged anew. Not Scar. Friendlies, Soval's reserves. Too fast. Vectors wrong. Rune stiffened. Captain, those aren't ours. Transponders spoofed. Betrayal. Soval's play to erase her disloyalty. Loyalist Vorath inbound. Guns hot. Keth yanked her standard. Form up. Human center. We punch through. Vance grinned. Game on. Rhea slung her medkit. Not dying today. Scar remnants stirred in the dust. Loyalists closed from behind. No escape but fight. Keth charged banner high. For the line! Plasma scorched air. Loyalist-led vehicle erupted under Vance's grenade. Humans absorbed hits. Crawled. Fired. Endured. One took chest plasma. Rhea's foam sealed him mid-crawl. Rune hummed shots left. Vorath shredding visors. They fold. Keth snap fired. Hit. Loyalist NCO down. But Soval's voice looped. Disloyal elements, surrender. She crushed the comm. Vance flanked a Loyalist squad. Precise bursts dropping 3. Human resilience. No panic. Just push. Reyes yelled over blasts. Captain. Leg wound. Yours. Keth glanced down. Plasma graze. Frills singed. Ignored it. Fight. Loyalists wavered. Rune grenaded their command track. Boom. Officer visor cracked. Soval second. They broke. Fled into smoke. Keth lowered rifle. Breathed. Banner planted anew on the crossroads corpse pile. Vance scanned. Clear. Reyes emerged, hauling too. Stable. Your call. My call. Hold. Keth met their eyes. Humans first. Good work, Lieutenant. Corporal. Vance nodded. Reyes smirked. Line duty. Rune racked mag. Soval's done.
Court-martial bait. But scopes pinged heavy.
True Scar assault. Full battalion. Engines thundered. Keth gripped standard. Prejudice gone. Respect sealed in blood. Vance reloaded beside her. Trap 2. She smiled. Frills calm. Your math. Drones hummed out. Humans and Voreth synced together. Scar crested. Keth signaled. Charge! Shells rained. They held. Soval's betrayal echoed in logs. Proof waited. But first, survive. Vance took point. Human endurance met Vorath fire. Unbreakable. Reyes patched under fire. Rune hummed death. Keth fought shoulder to shoulder. Vermin? Allies. Line held. Banner flew. Comms crackled. Soval's panic. Keth! Status. She keyed mic. Holding, Commander. As ordered. Laughter in her voice. First time, Scar tanks brewed. Next, trap set. They charged into hell. Together. Scar tanks crested the ridge, treads chewing earth into mud. Captain Sarai Keth gripped her rifle tighter, frills flaring against the roar. Her Vorath line buckled under the first barrage. Plasma bolts scorched the air, vaporizing 2 grunts in a blink. Hold formation! Keth bellowed into her squad net. The battalion standard snapped above her, its crimson field the only anchor in the chaos. Loyalists rallied around it, rifles barking. But the Scar wave poured over the crossroads. 6 heavies, flanked by infantry swarms in powered exos. Rune's platoon laid down suppressing fire from the left flank. Grenades arced, blooming orange against Scar shields. Keth's scopes locked a lead tank. Its main gun swiveled her way. She dove behind a shattered revetment, shrapnel pinging her helmet. Vance's voice cut through static. Trap 2's live, Captain. Det lines cut. Open ground between. Keth glanced right. The human lieutenant crouched at the edge of their kill zone. Squad hunkered low. Mud-caked Vance's fatigues. No fear in her eyes. Just calculation. Keth's frills twitched. Vermin endurance holding when Voreth wavered. Fix it, Keth snapped. Standard stays up. Vance nodded once, slapped Corporal Reyes on the shoulder. Cover me. Then she bolted. Keth watched. Breath caught. Open ground stretched 50 meters. Churned dirt. No cover. Scar infantry spotted her instantly. Bolters chattered. Geysers erupted around Vance's boots as she sprinted, low and zigzag. Plasma kissed her heel. She didn't break stride. Banner bearer, down, Keth yelled. Her standard carrier crumpled, leg pulped. The pole teetered. Keth lunged, caught it mid-fall. Weight dragged her forward. Scar tank's coax gun zeroed in. Vance hit the dirt 10 meters out, rolled into a shell crater, bullets stitched to lip. She yanked her entrenching tool, clawed at severed cable ends. Sparks flew. Detonator line fused under fire. Scar flankers closed, exos humming. Keth hauled the banner vertical, planted it firm. Run! Flank them, her sergeant obliged, plasma rifle chewing through a Scar squad. But the tank's turret whirred, locked. Vance surged up. Clips snapped into place. She thumbed the trigger fob. Nothing. Line's hot, Vance roared over open channel. Scar infantry swarmed her crater. Keth's heart slammed. Humans broke here. Always did, Doctrine said, but Vance vaulted out, firing from the hip. 2 Scar dropped, heads ventilated. She dashed the last gap, slapped the fob again. The earth answered. Mines chained under the crossroads, shaped charges rippled. Lead Scar tank lifted on a geyser of flame, treads sheared. Secondary blasts collapsed the advance, infantry shredded, 2 more heavies flipped into burning hulks. Debris rained. Keth cheered, frills wide, then shrapnel howled. A tank turret cartwheeled through the smoke, slamming banner bearer's corpse. Fragments sleeted. Keth twisted. The standard dipped. Vance crashed into her. Human body slamming alien frame. Shrapnel tore Vance's back. Ragged furrows across shoulder and ribs. She pinned the banner upright with her weight, blood sheeting into mud. Scar remnants scattered, engines screaming retreat. Drones hummed victory overhead. Keth shoved upright, Vance slumping off her. Human blood soaked the standard's base, dark red mixing Vorath blue from the bearer. It hadn't touched ground. "Lieutenant!" Keth dropped beside her. Vance wheezed, eyes glassy but locked on Keth. Standard. Held. Reyes skidded in. Medkit out. Move. Femorals nicked. She slapped tourniquet high on Vance's thigh, clamped bleeder. Stable-ish. Evac now. Ruin covered them. Rifle sweeping. Scar pulling back, ma'am. But Soval's ghosts inbound. Keth keyed her command net. Alien channels only. Per protocol. Static hissed. This is Keth actual. Human officer down. Critical. Request medevac. Human assets. Coordinates uploaded. Silence. Then Eric Soval's voice, oily. Captain? Humans on Vorathnet? Explain. Banner held because of her, Keth growled. Frills rigid. Your betrayal logs wait, Commander. Send the bird. Click. Denial loomed. Soval preserved prestige. Humans expendable. Vance coughed blood. Trap 3. Set. Keth nodded, hoisted the human fireman style. Vance outweighed her by 20 kilos, but Vorath's sinew locked. Mud sucked at boots as Keth charged for cover, rounds cracking past. Reyes flanked, pistol drawn. Rune laid smoke. They hit the trench line. Keth dumped Vance gentle behind sandbags. Human gasped, clutched her side. Reyes? Aliens first? Medic snorted, injecting stims. Same hands, meatbag. Shut it! Comms buzzed. Human dropship pinged approach. Keth exhaled. Soval's voice returned, strained. Negative on evac, Keth. Preserve line integrity. She ignored him. Watched Vance's chest rise shallow. Prejudice curdled in her gut. Vermin? This human bled for her banner. For Vorath honor. Rune racked a fresh mag. Soval's second incoming, ma'am. Loyalist track. Armed hot. Keth stood, rifle up. Scopes painted the ghost vehicle cresting smoke. Soval's hatchet man, here to silence betrayal proof. Infantry trailed. Form up, she ordered. Her Vorath snapped too. Reyes patched faster. Vance stirred, grabbed her carbine one-handed. No, Keth said. Soft. First time for a human. You held the standard. Rest. Vance grinned through pain. Mission's not done, Captain. Scar remnants rallied distant. Tanks reformed. Soval's track accelerated, gun live. Dropship engines thrummed overhead. Human bird, rotors whipping mud. It flared, ramp dropping. Reyes waved it in. Loader! Keth covered the lift. Vance dragged aboard. Thumbs up fading. Ship clawed skyward. Scar flak bursting wide. Soval's track hit 200 meters. Keth signaled ruin. Grenade it. Boom. Track flipped. Crew spilled. Proof secured. Logs in her pack. Line held. Banner flew high. Stained but unbroken. Keth breathed deep. Humans first. No. Equals now. But scopes pinged again. Scar Battalion reformed, full fury. Soval's panic crackled net wide. Keth, reinforcements denied. Fall back, she smiled. Frills steel. Negative, Commander. Holding as ordered. Reyes slapped her shoulder. Trap 3? Keth nodded. Vance's math. Let's end this. They charged the crossroads anew. Vorath fire-synced human drones. Rune hummed Old March. Reyes patched a grunt mid-stride. Together they met the wave. Shrapnel flew. Keth's rifle sang. Vermin no more. Legends in mud. Soval's court-martial brewed distant. Here, loyalty burned brighter. Banner never touched ground. Human blood sealed it. Enemy lead tank brewed under drone strike. Infantry faltered. Keth pushed forward. Rune at flank. Reyes yelled over blasts. Captain, plasma graze, your leg. Keth glanced. Frills singed, wound hot. Ignored. Fight. Loyalists. Hers now. Held. Trap 3 chained. Mines, drones, Rune's grenades. Scar collapsed. They stood amid wrecks. Banner atop the pile. Keth lowered rifle. Breathed. Vance's voice crackled from medevac relay. Stable. Returning fire support. Keth keyed back. Good work, Lieutenant. Prejudice dead. Respect forged in fire. Line unbreakable. But scopes pinged heavier. Soval's full battalion is turned traitor final. Engines thundered true. Keth gripped standard. Here they come. Vance's dropship banked low. Human resilience met Vorath steel. Sacrifice proven. They held. Together, Captain Sarai Keth gripped her rifle tighter as engines thundered closer. Scopes pinged Soval's full battalion, her own command, barreling toward her position. Betrayal hung in the smoke-choked air. Her comms unit buzzed. She slapped the intercept filter active. Battalion traffic flooded in, unencrypted panic. Priority directive. Soval's voice barked. All Vorath units fall back to Rally Point Delta. Leave human expendables behind. They tie us down. Keth's frills locked rigid. Vermin. He'd called them vermin for years, now expendable shields. Her claw stabbed the record key, evidence for fleet command. She switched to open channel, net wide. Commander Soval, Captain Keth, confirm order to abandon Allied infantry. Human squads holding our flanks. Static hissed. Then Soval snarled. Keth, you defy holding orders? Fall back now, or face charges. Charges for what? Preserving the line? Her voice cut sharp. Rune crouched nearby. Grenade launcher primed. He shot her a nod. No surprise on his scarred face. Reyes knelt over a Vorath private, plasma burns sealed with human field foam. The medic glanced up, eyes hard. Captain, wounded can't move without evac. Keth ignored the ache in her grazed leg. Squads report wounded status. We extract everyone. Zoval's reply exploded across the net. Arrest Captain Keth for treason. Military police converge on her position. Lethal force authorized. Her frills burned cold. Treason? For loyalty? Engines growled louder outside the trench network. Soval's reinforcements sealed the trap. Boots pounded at the east entry. Vorath MPs in black armor crested the berm, stun batons live, rifles raised. Captain Keth, hands up, you're under arrest. Keth raised her rifle halfway. Stand down. That's an illegal order. The lead MP, a sergeant with Soval's insignia pinned fresh, leveled his weapon. Treason against command. Step aside or we fire. Shouts echoed from the west passage. Human boots. Vance's squad burst into view, rifles up, blocking the MP's flank. Lieutenant Mara Vance led them, face smeared with mud, eyes steady as trench steel. Back off, Vance said flat. No one touches the captain. The MPs froze. 10 Vorath against 8 humans, but Vance's people fanned perfect cover. Barrels locked on vitals. No flinch. No chatter. Rune stepped beside Keth, launcher humming. Pragmatic choice, humans. MPs, rethink. Reyes stood, medkit slung, pistol drawn. Try it. I'll patch you after. Keth's pulse hammered. Humans, her Vermin, stood between her and arrest. Shields for her now. She keyed private to Vance. Lieutenant, you block your own evac? Vance didn't blink. Missions extract wounded, yours included. Soval's the bug out. The MP sergeant snarled. Humans, stand down. You're expendables. Vance sighted her rifle. Try us. Tension cracked like shrapnel. Kath lowered her weapon a notch. No blood here, not yet. MPs, log this. Soval's order recorded. Fleet Command gets it. Stand down or join the mutiny charge. The sergeant hesitated. His troops shifted, frills twitching doubt. Outside, Soval's tanks revved closer, treads chewing earth. Keth seized it. All units. Breakout order. Secure wounded. Rune. Cover west. Reyes triage fast. Vance, your squad pins east entry. Ruin grinned fangs. Burning your stars, Captain? Worth it.
She slung her rifle, grabbed the banner standard. Move.
Chaos erupted. Reyes hauled a Vorath grunt fireman's carry, human strength unyielding. Vance's squad laid suppressing fire, crack, 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 pinning MPs back. One human took a stun round to the shoulder, grunted, kept shooting. Keth charged the wounded cluster. Frills flared command. Up, to the rally chute. Plasma whined overhead. Soval's lead tank crested the ridge, cannon swiveling. Rune's launcher whooshed. Grenade arced perfect, slammed the turret. Bloom of fire, tank slewed, blocked the path. Vance yelled over blasts. Captain, chute clear! Dropship inbound! Keth waved the last wounded through. Reyes shoved a limping Vorath ahead, then spun to cover her. Human hands, saving her troops. Keth's leg buckled. Plasma graze deepening. But she pushed on. MPs rallied, stun nets deploying. Vance's rifle barked twice. Sergeant dropped, knee shot clean. Non-lethal. Vance called. They're ours now. Soval's voice net wide again. Keth, surrender or battalion fires. Her comms pinged fleet relay. Recording uploaded. Done. She keyed open. Commander Soval, mutiny confirmed. Fleet en route. Treads thundered. More tanks. Rune fed another grenade. Captain, shoot. Go. She planted the banner at the entry. No retreat. Humans dragged the final wounded up the escape ladder. Vance paused at her side, rifle covering. Captain. With us. Keth met her eyes. Steady, professional. No contempt returned. Why? Vance shrugged mid-fire. Mission. You held the line. Plasma scorched the berm. Keth gripped the ladder. Humans had her back. Vermin? No. Equals. Legends. They climbed. Dropship roared low. Vance's ride. Ropes dropped. Squads hooked in, hauling wounded. Soval's tanks breached the outer trench. Cannon flashed. Rune yanked Keth aboard last. Loyalists hold. Dropship banked hard. Human pilots wove through fire. Below, Soval's battalion poured in. Too late. Banner whipped in the wind, untouched. Keth slumped against bulkhead. Reyes knelt, scanning her leg. Hold still, Captain. Human standard. You live. Vance keyed nav. Fleet relay confirms. Soval's pinned. Keth nodded. Frills easing. Prejudice cracked. Respect sealed in mud and lead. But scopes pinged from the dropship feed. Scar remnants reformed with Soval's traitors. Full assault. Incoming. Rune chambered around. Round 2. Keth stood, rifle ready. Together. Vance smiled faint. Trap 4? They dove into the fight anew. Deeper in the collapsing campaign, Soval's web unraveled. Keth's recording hit fleet command like a plasma bolt. Reinforcements shifted, not to him, but her position. Hours ground past. Dropship touchdown at forward OP Baker. Wounded offloaded to medbays. Reyes moved among them, human hands steady on Vorath flesh. Keth faced Vance across a crate map. Your squad blocked MPs. Risked everything. Vance traced enemy lines. Standard op. Soval's the one burning. Rune joined, slapping Vance's back. Human resilience. Saved my hide twice today. Frills twitched amusement on nearby Vorath. No sneers now. Comms crackled. Fleet Admiral. Captain Keth commendation pending. Soval detained. Hold crossroads at all costs. Keth's claw tightened. Career intact, no matter. Line held, but scopes lit red. Soval's loyalists. No, his inner circle. broke free, heavy armor column, straight at them. Here they come, Keth said. Vance racked her rifle. Trap 5. Drones, synced. Ruin hummed the march. Reyes loaded medkits. Together, they charged the breach. Human drones swarmed. Vorath grenades chained. Keth's rifle barked true. Soval's command tank brewed under fire. Infantry scattered. Keth planted the banner amid wrecks. Vance covered her 6. Reyes patched Rune mid-fight. Prejudice? Dust. Respect? Forged unbreakable. Loyalty under fire? Humans proved it. Vorath matched it. Line held. Campaign turned. But in the smoke, one MP survivor keyed a hidden signal. Soval's final play. Assassins inbound. Keth's frills stiffened. Real enemy still lurked. Vance noticed. Captain, stay sharp. Humans at her side. Ready. Explosions ripped the crossroads. Keth dove behind a wrecked tank, rifle up. Shadows detached from the smoke. Soval's assassins cloaked in adaptive camo, blades gleaming. Vance's voice cut through. Drones, now! Human quadcopters buzzed alive. They swarmed the killers, lasers stitching the air. One assassin jerked, frill smoking, and dropped. Keth fired. Her bolt punched through another's visor. Flank left. Rune charged right, grenade launcher thumping. Shrapnel shredded the last 2. Bodies hit dirt, silence fell. Keth scanned scopes, clear. For now, Vance wiped blood from her cheek. Captain, we hold here? No. Keth keyed comms. Fleet actual, Keth. Soval's circle is down. But reinforcements inbound. Request breakout vectors. Static hiss then. Approved. Human contingency routes uploaded. Move fast. Keth's frills flattened. Human routes. Again. She glanced at Vance. The lieutenant met her eyes. Steady. No boast. Mount up, Keth barked. Convoy rolls in 2. Trucks revved. Vorath squads piled in with human allies. Reyes slung medkits. Rune gunned the lead APC. Vance took shotgun. Keth climbed aboard the command rig. Vance, navigate. Aye. Vance synced her pad. Contested streets ahead. Take Alley Beta 3. Skirts the kill zone. They lurched forward. Shells whistled overhead. Enemy armor prowled the main drag. First turn. Tight squeeze. Rune's APC scraped walls. Human paths for Vermin? Vance didn't flinch. 4 survivors. Laser fire lanced from a rooftop. Keth leaned out. Suppressed it. Vorath gunner beside her nodded. First time without a sneer. Deeper in. Rubble choked the way. Dismount, Keth ordered. Squads cleared paths. Vance hauled a beam aside. Muscles straining under her vest. A Vorath private stared, then joined. Back aboard. Next block. Ambush. Infantry poured from doorways, plasma rifles hot. Hard left, Vance yelled. Rune swerved. Keth's rig shuddered. Vance popped the hatch, rifle barking. 2 hostiles down. Reyes patched a screaming Vorath gunner in the back. Hold still, Scales. Clamp here. The wounded hissed. Human hands on his wound. No choice now. Convoy pushed. Vance called turns like breaths. Right. Evade that sniper nest. Straight through the market husk. Keth gripped her seat. These paths. Vance's work. Mapped under fire. Ignored until now. Her claw tapped the recorders in her pouch. Soval's betrayal. Captured clean. A mine detonated behind. Last truck flipped. Shouts. Hold formation! Keth roared. Vance vaulted out. Reyes, on me. They dragged survivors free. Flames licked high. Vance waved the convoy on. Go! We'll catch up. Keth's driver hesitated. She slammed the dash. No strays. Push. But Reyes knelt over a Vorath casualty. Her gunner, gut shot. Captain's orders were expendable. Not mine. Vance knelt too. Reyes, sedate him. Movements rough. Juno Reyes shook her head. He's crashing. Needs field surgery. Vance stripped her own vest padding. No time. Talk me through it. I'm steady. Reyes blinked. You're hit too. Let me. Refuse sedation. Vance tied off a bleeder on the Vorath. Clamp the artery. Like this? Reyes guided. Twist. Left. Good. Now suture the liver nick. Fast stitches. Vance's hands moved precise. Blood slick. The Vorath groaned awake. Saw human fingers in his innards. Frills quivered, not fear. Gratitude? Convoy idled ahead. Keth watched scopes. Enemy pings closed. Vance! Mount! Almost. Vance sealed the wound. Reyes, stim him. Load and go. They hauled him aboard. Reyes turned to Vance. Your shoulders shredded. Later. Vance climbed in, pale but moving. Keth met her gaze. Routes saved us. Again. Vance nodded once. Mission. They punched out of the streets. Allied lines loomed. Safe. Docks buzzed with brass. Keth strode in, recorders in claw. Human blood crusted her gauntlets, Vance's, from the shoulder patch. She didn't wipe it. Fleet Admiral Vexer rose. Captain Keth. Report. Soval stood chained nearby, eyes venom. His inner circle flanked him. Detained. Keth slapped the recorders down. Soval's orders, recorded. He sacrificed lines for prestige, used humans as shields. Betrayed the battalion, playback rolled. Soval's voice. Let the vermin draw fire. Preserve Vorath glory. Gasps rippled. Vexer's frills flared. Treason. Soval snarled. They are vermin. Expendable. Keth stepped forward. Blood flaked from her claws. This vermin held the crossroads. Vance's drones broke his armor. Rhea saved my gunners. Rune fights beside them now. She faced Soval. Tribunal. Gear. Now, with him watching. Vexer nodded. Proceed. Testimony flew. Rune testified first. Humans took my flank. Saved my platoon. Ray is blunt. I patch who bleeds. Vorath are human. Standards don't discriminate. Vance stood tall, shoulder bandaged. We followed orders. Adapted when they failed. Soval spat. Lies. They scheme. Keth cut him. Your schemes collapsed. Their loyalty held. Verdict dropped like a grenade. Soval, guilty. Stripped of rank. His circle too. Vexar turned to Keth. Your actions preserved the sector. Commendation. Keth unclasped her honor ribbon. Battle of Krellis Spire. Her proudest. Gold threads gleamed. She crossed to Vance. The humans stood at attention. Pinned it to Vance's vest. Equals now. In my unit. Vance's eyes widened fraction. She saluted. Honor, Captain. Keth's frills rose. Human blood still stained her hands. She raised them high. This? Badge of alliance. Brass murmured. No sneers. Respect rippled. Ruin slapped Vance's back. Welcome, proper, Lieutenant. Reyes grinned. About time. But scopes pinged outside. Fresh enemy push. Campaign far from won. Keth shouldered her rifle. Units, form up. Humans integrated. Full strength. Vance racked hers. Routes updated. Let's turn this war. They marched out together. Soval's glare burned behind. Irrelevant. Prejudice? Shattered. Loyalty? Proven. Under fire. Keth walked into the fight with human blood on her hands and called it an honor. Enemy lines waited. Blades out.